Alright guys, so I decided we're doing a Call of Duty tier list. I figured this would just make the most sense. I want to do an MCU one, but I'm not caught up on Hawkeye and all that, so I figured I should wait a bit for that. And if I want to put out that Modern Warfare video, I want to have this tier list out. So, I have, A, B, C, D, F, never played. Okay? So let me go ahead and get rid of Call of Duty 1, 2, and 3, because I have played them, but not one enough or recently enough to rank them, right? It's been, this was like, I don't even think it was on the Xbox 360. Like, I replayed them on the PlayStation 2, I think. Or maybe I did play them on the 360, I don't know. It was well before the Xbox One came out that I replayed these, so it's not, within my realm to talk about it. I didn't understand, what made a game good when I played them. So, have no opinion there. But where the hell are we going to start? So obviously, if you're looking down at the games in the list, Vanguard and Cold War aren't down there. We'll get to that when we get to that. I'll make a little tile and put them up there in post. But for now, let me do World at War because I feel like that should go in and never played also, just because I haven't played that in probably 6 years, and I just don't think that's fair. The rest of these I've played in the longest to go 2 years ago, but I've played all of these more recently than that. So let's go ahead and start with the good one. Where to start? Let's do Modern Warfare 3. I think this is my second or third favorite. I mean, this is great, right? I mean, this is, I don't want to say too much because this is what the video essay is going to be on, that I just continued working on. It's up to 4 pages now, and it's great. Everything works well. The set pieces are good. The story's good. The characters are good. They're all memorable. I can still name all of the characters: Yuri, Soap, Price, Nikolai, freaking Sandman, Grinch, Truck. Like, I can go on. Like, I can tell you each level. It's the Africa level, and like I can go on and on and on and on. And it's great. The levels are memorable. The story, the characters, it looked really good. And I mean, all these games looked good for when they came out. But it works well, and just the release schedule of it, the way it was being released between this and Black Ops at the time, just worked great. So, A tier. It's not number one. We'll go, so like, this isn't my ranking, but let's say if this is how I put them, right? The leftmost one is the one I like the most. So just get that out of the way. But so that's an A tier. Now let's throw something interesting in there. Let's do Modern Warfare. Now this is including both the multiplayer and the campaign into this tier list. If I was just doing a campaign tier list, this list would be very different. But I'm gonna include both. But for me, just if you don't know, the campaign is what I care about more. The multiplayer is pretty much the same across all of these games, but the campaign is really what I care about for the most part. But Modern Warfare, now I have to put this with a caveat, right? So this is a Call of Duty tier list, right? This isn't a game tier list. If I put this, I don't know, let's say I put it as a D. It's not going there, but let's just say that's where I put it. This is not a D compared to every single other game out there. There are significantly worse games than this. But compared to all of these other games, this is a C. Right? The multiplayer, and yes, well, like, revolutionized Call of Duty and how it works. But for me, I wasn't in Call of Duty at that time. I didn't come until Black Ops 1. So I had to play backwards everything before that. And so it works great. The multiplayer works well. It's very bare bones, but what is there, it's very foundational for the rest of Call of Duty. Now we won't talk about what they did with the remaster and how they ruined it with adding skins and the stores that they said they weren't going to add, but it is what it is. So the reason I put it here is just because I feel like it's the weakest of the Modern Warfare franchise. It's weaker than some of the Call of Duty games. It's weaker than some of the Exosuit games. And I just feel like the story is fine. It's pretty bare bones. And again, like I said, the multiplayer isn't the greatest thing ever, but again, it did jump from World at War to this, and that is a very big jump. So the recognition is given there, but again, it is what it is. People can get upset about that one, but let's do an exosuit one. I want to do Black Ops 3 or 4. Get those out of the way. I'm trying to remember what the hell. Black Ops 3 you had exosuits, and there was a campaign. Black Ops 4 you didn't, and there wasn't a campaign. Black Ops 4 is the one with Blackout. So, oh, that makes it difficult. So, I think Black Ops 3, oh man. Black Ops 3 is definitely like low. Like if I could put it over here, it would go over here. Like low C tier. Right? Because the campaign is awful. Right? The campaign is a joke. It tries to be like, oh, we're part of the Call of Duty franchise by mentioning Menendez once. That's not how this works. It's obnoxious. Like, it's so confusing, and they tried to make it overly complicated. But it does refine the exosuit movement from Advanced Warfare. Whereas in Advanced Warfare, it was more just very quick up, down, left, and right movements. This is more gradual movements, and it improved the movement system for the 3 exosuit games. So the credit is given there. You still got microtransactions and all that stuff. It's still, yeah, fuck this. It's going down to D. This game's not good. Like, now that I think about it, there's not really any redeeming qualities about this other than the fact that it's not some of the other games. But that's about it. I guess we'll do Black Ops 3 or whatever the other one is, 4. So Black Ops 4 doesn't have a campaign, so I automatically dock it points for that. And the multiplayer is automatically better than Black Ops 3 because it still uses that specialist system, which I feel like works really well and they need to bring back. But it doesn't use exosuits, so again, that's a plus. But it's still really fast and super high time to kill and all of that. And it has Blackout, the first battle royale, right before Warzone. So I think that's going to put it above Black Ops 3, for me at least. Alright, I like that there's no exosuits, I like that they kept the specialists, but, and Blackout's good, but there's no campaign, so that's what really keeps it from going up. And I mean, if the campaign sucked, keep it from going down. So we'll set that at C. I'm trying not to make this overly long, like some other tier lists I do that are like 40 minutes long. I hope I haven't done this before. Probably should check that before I started. I don't think I've done this. But, let's talk about, let's do a fun one. Let's do Advanced Warfare. So, I'm very split on this, because the campaign is like here, and the multiplayer is like here. And so, I think it also has to do with when this was released, because this is 2014 when this is released. So I'm 15 when this game came out. And so this game, I didn't like it. I didn't like how they were changing things and going towards faster movement, higher time to kill, exosuits and all of that. But now, if they did this now, I would love this. Because it's changing the formula and like going away from what they normally do. I would absolutely love this now. But that being said, it didn't come out now, so let's put it on the list. Because the campaign's really good with frickin' Kevin Spacey, and it just, well, it's super predictable that he's the bad guy, and it's great. The campaign's so good. I think out of the exosuit games, and I mean, there's only 2 of them with the fucking campaign, but this is the best one. This is probably one of the best campaigns since Black Ops 2. I think that's fair to say as I gloss over looking at all of the campaigns. Yeah, this is a very good campaign. But then you get into the multiplayer, and this is where loot boxes, Christ, I forgot about loot boxes. Yeah, this is where loot boxes came into play for a game, and microtransactions really picked up here. I mean, they were in the game like way back in like Black Ops 2, but this is where they really picked up. They had like variants for guns that you could buy, literally just better versions of guns. But they did have character customization, which was really good and really cool. So I think this is sit at a C. Is the campaign good enough, basically, to push it at a D? I think it is, and it's going to go higher than Black Ops 4. I think, like I said, if this released now, I would probably put this at B. But based on when it released and how I felt about it when it came out, and just the microtransactions and all of that, it's going to sit at C. If you don't know what microtransactions are, then you're probably not old enough to be watching this video. So, let's move on. Call of Duty World War II. So, hate the multiplayer, hate the campaign, but it's not F, because I have to save F. F, well, none of these games that are here, well, I don't know. I have to think. But I don't think anything here is going in F. I think this is going in D. The only good thing that came out of Call of Duty World War II. No, fuck, this game has loot drops. The multiplayer sucks. They've done it 4 times at this point in main launches. I mean, they had like Call of Duty Brother at Arms or whatever, but that doesn't count. But they've done this so many times in Medal of Honor and Battlefield, and this has happened a billion times now. The campaign's really bad. They tried to do this whole thing with like the dude from Transformers, and he's like super strict the whole game and like hates you, and then he becomes your best friend on like the last level, and it's obnoxious, it's stupid. They tried to do this thing in the campaign where you can share like abilities or ammo types. This is post exosuit, so post specialists, and they don't use specialists here, but what they do, at least in the campaign, is they tie each character, each ally, at least one of the main characters, to a function, right? Giving you ammo, grenades, health, stuff like that. And while the characters are good for the most part, and the story's halfway decent, I mean, there's 2 or 3 really good missions, but for the most part, it's relatively mediocre. But the campaign, like I said, is iffy. The multiplayer is okay. It does introduce a mode that I really like. I don't know what it's called, but in this game, you like escort the tank, and you know, they had it before in, I think, Black Ops 3 or Black Ops 4, where you escort the robot, and here it's the tank, and it moves on and becomes kind of the natural progression for Vanguard, the mode where the hardpoint just moves around the map. It's called Patrol. And so that's a good thing, keeping it out of F, but everything else about it sucks. So that's why it's down in D. Now, I've kind of screwed myself here. Well, you guys don't know yet, so this is one that people are going to say is controversial, and this is one. These are probably the 2 that people hate the most, right? Most disliked video on YouTube for a while, and most hated Call of Duty game for a while. So then we have those 4 that we'll get into. So let's do Ghost. So I played this when it came out in 2013 after Black Ops 2, and obviously it's not Black Ops 2 level. Alright, let me edit this real quick, because I've decided after looking at this and contemplating that I need an S row. Alright, so it's not F. Here we go. So, Call of Duty Ghosts, this is going to be so controversial, and so the problem everybody had with it at launch, well, there's 2 really. So the primary problem was that the time to kill, right? They slow it way down. Previously, well, Black Ops 2 came out before this, and that has a relatively high time to kill. Not as high as like the modern games, but it's pretty high. Right, this slowed it way down, put it much bigger maps. So trying to compete with Battlefield 4. Right, Battlefield 4 has bigger maps, the Levolution. Call of Duty had the fake Levolution, except for the one level that was actually pretty cool. The guns, for the most part, is pretty forgettable, but the campaign is what does this game good. And Extinction Mode. Everyone fucking shit on Extinction Mode. It's good. It's better than a lot of zombies. It's quite good. So if I was just rating it on the multiplayer, it'd be down here in like C or D. It's definitely not as bad as people say it is, but it's not the greatest. Now, the campaign though, and Extinction, this campaign, I can't put it with Modern Warfare 3. Right, Modern Warfare 3 is fantastic. So it has to go B, I think. I like it more than the Advanced Warfare campaign, that's for sure. Yeah, I think that's a solid placement for it. So, campaign, I just like a lot. They do really good things. I didn't like it the first time I played it, but I like the characters. They don't do too many to where it's over the top and just stupid, but they do enough to where each character kind of has their own thing. And then they, ended on a cliffhanger so that eventually in like 2042 we can get a sequel. So that's Call of Duty Ghost. Let's do some fun ones. Let's do Modern Warfare 2. So, Modern Warfare 2, most people are going to put it up here. They say it's like the greatest Call of Duty all time. I didn't come in that early. I came into Call of Duty the next year with Black Ops. But, I don't think this game's great. I've played it. I don't think it's as great as people say it. It's not bad. But the multiplayer is fine. It's not at the level of Modern Warfare 3. But it's better than Modern Warfare, right? It's more refined, they've added more to it, but it doesn't feel as smooth and fluid and just polished as Modern Warfare 3. So I want to put it, multiplayer-wise, at B. And campaign, honestly, it's not my favorite campaign. Set design-wise, it's really good, right? It has really good sets, but so do, like, a lot of these games. But story-wise, I'm just not a fan of half of the story, right? So the side of the story with Roach and that team and how that all ends, spoilers, I like that a lot. But I was very confused the first time I played it, and I'm like fucking like 12 the first time I played it. But I was very confused with the whole price thing and the Makarov thing, but that is partially my fault because I played Modern Warfare 3 first, then 2, and then 1. So I had no context what the fuck was going on. But I think, like I said, it's good, but it's not great. It does what it needs to do. It holds its weight up against, almost all of the newer games and a lot of the older games. But the campaign, it's just not out there for me. The characters aren't as interesting as some of the other ones on this list. And the multiplayer's not at that polished point I wanted it to be, even months and years after launch. And so, where am I gonna put this? This is my struggle right now. I know where the other three are going. This is my struggle. So, fuck, I might have to put it up there. So, I'm trying to find something that I don't like about this game, and I can't think of any. Right? I can find something wrong with Infinite Warfare. Right, that's not a problem. But Modern Warfare 2019 is probably, if I was unbiased, the best campaign, gameplay-wise, storytelling-wise, and pacing-wise. Right, there's options, so there's replayability, but the weakest thing about this, if I have to nitpick, is the villain. The villain in Modern Warfare 2019 absolutely sucks. But aside from that, the main characters are great. They all have different personalities. Like I said, there's options. The set design is great. All of the missions are really good. The guns feel great. Multiplayer is fantastic. Time to kill, all of that. Gun customization, gunsmith. Only weak part here, the maps, like Piccadilly, dog water, that's a weakness. And then microtransactions. This also introduced, introduced Warzone. I have to put it at S. Right, there's not enough. Like, it's just microtransactions and weak multiplayer maps. Those are the only weaknesses for Modern Warfare 2019. The rest of it's fantastic. If I had to give these games numbers right now with where they're at, right? These are like 4 or 5 range. These are like, I don't know, 6, 7, 7, 8, 8. This is a 9, and this is probably a 10 out of 10. Right? And so let's do the other ones on this list. And I didn't prepare this very well because I left 2 that you know where they're going at the very end. So let's just do Infinite Warfare, the one that has anticipation left to it. So most people are gonna put this down here. Like I said, it was the most disliked video on YouTube for a long time. But it's not that bad, people. It has the best exosuit movement out of all 3 of them exosuit games. I just like the style of it, like how it looks, and I mean, I like space stuff, so I'm biased. It has the best campaign out of the 3 Exosuit games, so it automatically has to go at least here, right? Which is already gonna piss people off. And so I mean, it has microtransactions, it has weapon variants, but I believe it was just cosmetic. It has different like weapon types. There's bullets and there's lasers. It includes specialists like the Black Ops series does. So I'm putting this into B. And I think I'm gonna put it here, because I like the campaign a lot. Spoilers, they kill off the main character. There's space combat. Other than microtransactions and just the games above it being absolutely fantastic, this game's really good, and if you absolutely hate this or just skipped it, I suggest you go back and play it. Anything above D, I suggest you go back and play if you don't like. So, I've never done this before. Well, it's been 10 years now since Black Ops 2, 12 years since Black Ops 1. I've never had to do this. Which one of these games do I like more? Because you can't have Black Ops 2 without Black Ops 1. God, like, I've played both of these a lot. Because let me give you the origin for this. Black Ops 1. Oh, I just hit back. God damn it. Please save my list. Alright, good. So Black Ops 1 is the first Call of Duty game I played. I didn't know what the hell Call of Duty was. I'd never heard of it. Didn't have an Xbox. Got an Xbox 360. Got Black Ops 1. And I loved it. It's great. It's fantastic. I still quote it, like, to this day. Like, I can play through the missions and shoot the enemies while they're spawning. Like, I've played this. I didn't have Xbox Live back in the day, so I've played this, you know, thousands and thousands of hours probably on Black Ops 1. And it's like, it's up here, obviously, and it's better than this. But it's so good, right? I mean, they have Kravchenko and Steiner and Dragovich. It introduces Woods, and it carries on with Reznov and Hudson and Bowman, and there's all these great characters. It has the missions in Vietnam where you spin the revolver and you blow the dude's brains out. So many good missions. It has the helicopter mission, which is the same mission I was just talking about, that they literally copy in, I think it's Cold War, they just copy and paste it in. It's ridiculous. Everything about this game is good except for the final level. The final level sucks. I'm just going through it in my head. There's the first mission in Cuba, and then the Reznov levels are good. Everything's good, right? But the multiplayer is great. Like, it came after Modern Warfare 2, so this is really when you went from, I think, like the 3 to 5 or 7 or however many kill streaks are in this, to the full kill streaks in this, and create a class, pick 10 system, all that good stuff. The maps are fantastic. Zombies is great. I mean, is Black Ops 2 better? Fuck it, yeah. Black Ops 2 is my favorite Call of Duty game. Simply because, one, it has all of the great stuff I just mentioned about Black Ops 1. The zombies is better. Zombies is better than Black Ops 1. The campaign is on par with Black Ops 1. The multiplayer is better than Black Ops 1. And it has replayability because it has choices. Right, I mean, if this was a games of all time tier list, right, it would be these two up here, like an Assassin's Creed and a Halo, and these would be like my top 5. So, I mean, these are fantastic games. Like, for a Call, like, when you look at some of these down here and then compare them to these up here, it's mind-blowing how different they are, especially that some of them are made by the same studio. Now, let's get into the fun part of the video. So, like I said, there's no tiles for the new games, Cold War and Vanguard. These are the best tier maker I could find without making my own, and so we're just gonna use these ones that we didn't use. We're going to use World at War and the first Call of Duty as our Cold War and Vanguard. So, and I'll attempt to fix it in Premiere. And so, World at War, this is what we're using for Cold War. Alright, this is Call of Duty Cold War. This game sucks. I don't know what I gave this game. I had to give it, like, there's no way I gave it above a 4. Maybe even a 3. The campaign just, like, shits on everything that's good about Black Ops 1 and 2. It takes Mason Woods and, like, tears him apart, and, like, they don't understand what makes Mason Woods good. This dude says he's an onion. Like, this game's awful. The multiplayer, it feels awful. The maps are terrible except for, like, one. The zombies is the only good thing Cold War has. Right? Like, I would put the zombies, like, up here with, like, Black Ops 1 and 2 zombies. It's probably some of the best zombies I've ever played. Much better than 3 and 4. Oh, I didn't even talk about Advanced Warfare zombies. It was DLC, that was terrible. But, yeah, this is awful. Like, this is dog water. And then, we're using this for Vanguard. And that reminds me that I need to add... Oh, I am fucking up my tier list right now. What am I doing? I need to add a new segment real quick. Just give me 1 second. And let me call this... Because I decided that I needed a new area for Little Dog Water, which is this tile. This Call of Duty 1 represents Call of Duty Vanguard. Alright. This is my little dog water pile. So let me break it down. Black Ops 1 I hit first prestige. Black Ops 2 I was fucking way up there, like 5th. And then pretty much everyone after that I hit around 7th prestige in the games that had prestige. Then you come down to Cold War. I think I hit like 1.5 maybe. And then there's Vanguard. Right? I think I'm like level 40 in Vanguard. It's a joke. Multiplayer sucks. The only way I ever had fun in it was exploiting it, which should not be the way to have fun. You just find a gun that breaks the system and you can laser people on. They try to copy like the success of like Firing Range and Nuketown and Shoot House and make a super small map that just doesn't fucking work. The kill streaks are just copy and pasted from other games. They don't do anything unique anymore. Same thing with the perks. They literally, the same people who made World War II in, I don't know, 2017, whenever the fuck this came out, made Vanguard. It's the same people, just made a World War II game, and then their next game made a World War II game. And so, it's terrible. Like, it is the worst Call of Duty game. The campaign sucks. All of the characters are just stereotypes to push from one gameplay moment to the next. And there's one good mission, and that's it. It's this mission in Russia. The zombies is literally the worst thing I've ever played. The multiplayer is boring. The campaign is like fucking 4 hours. Yeah, like this is terrible. Like, I'd rather play, what are some games that I hate? Like Assassin's Creed Syndicate, which I consider the worst Assassin's Creed game, I'd rather play than Vanguard or Cold War. Also they're just recycling the success of Modern Warfare into Vanguard. Like, they take the engine that everybody loved in this game and just put it in this game and just hope this game would be good. That's not. They also didn't announce this game till like it almost came out because they knew everyone was gonna fucking hate it. These games also are just lazy and copy Warzone into their systems and don't do anything unique, like Blackout. Blackout's actually really cool and different. But that's my tier list. I hate doing these because it makes me rage, right? Because I absolutely hate these games. Like 1 out of 10 for Vanguard, and they're just bad. Like, Vanguard is the least amount I think I've ever played a Call of Duty game. I paid $70 for it because I bought the Series X version. So, but it is what it is. Game's out. It's done. I'm done with it. This is my Call of Duty tier list. You guys let me know which ones you disagree with down in the comments below. Which ones you agree with. If you want, you can go ahead and come here and make your own tier list and put that in the comments. I'll give a look at it, critique it. If you have Vanguard, Like, not in dog water, though, don't talk to me. Or Cold War, if it's not an F, don't talk to me. The rest of these you can convince me on. You can try to argue. But hope you guys enjoyed this, had fun with it. I know I did until I had to talk about Vanguard. But I'll see you guys on the next one.